Alright guys, we're back for another DSM video. I got all my tools here. Drill, grinder, picked up some more card detailing stuff. And this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to install the Carbontrix or RRE reverse hood scoop, 18 by 10 inches. Help vent a lot of heat out of the engine bay. Right now I'm just trying to kind of size up where I want it. I kind of want it as close to the curve of the hump, and I want it about parallel with the front of the hump, and I think I almost have it. I think a little more adjustments and it'll be ready. So more video coming soon. Alright guys, we're back. Did a little more cutting. If you ever wanted to know what a carbon fiber hood cut up looks like, this is basically it. There's a hole. God, it was so scary cutting this thing open. Put a whole bunch of stuff underneath the cover. Yeah, fits in pretty good right now. That's about where it's going to go. Might have to work on the right side a little more because it's not very flush. I'm getting a little bit of a wiggle here. Don't think it's hitting. Honestly, I think it's because of the curb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some bolts in it right now, and I'm going to see if when I put some bolts I'm able to just kind of pull this down a little bit. Hopefully it works out. So stay tuned. Okay guys, a little more cleaned up now, a little more organized. I had to get some things around. At this point I'm kind of off onto putting the bolts in the head. I had to go drill some holes, make some things bigger. I had to cut out a little bit more carbon to kind of just make it look better. And then I just had to clean up so much dust, and I am itchy as all get out, but you know, that's what you get. So this gives you kind of an idea of what I'm going for. You know, nice even set of black bolts, rubber grommet heads, and then I'm going to be using a locking washer. Nylon locking washer and nut, and a washer underneath, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I might do some more gold tape underneath here a little bit, just trying to keep this hood, get this heat out as much as can. You know, it's hard to tell, but you know, my hood, from excessive heat over years, just the top coat, the gel coat that comes on carbon hoods, just really started to peel and bubble and crack, and you know, now you can see it really good here. It almost looks like alligator skin all the way down. It needs to be sanded down, re-cleared. Eventually I'll have that done, but you know, the problem is that these hoods, we don't have any good like ventilation on these cars like Evos do, or you know, Subarus are a good example too. And what happens is, you know, we also don't have a front grille, so that's why I did this kind of air duct to help with a little bit of cooling. It probably doesn't do much, but just a little bit. But I mean, when you close that hood, all you have is that main opening for the air ducts on the sides and the intercooler hole, and it's not enough airflow through these cars. I mean, yeah, they can run fine without, you know, getting too hot, but you know, it ruins your hoods, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, eventually I'll get that hood fixed, but you know, just putting this carbon duct on, you know, the reverse duct, I think is going to help so much with this car, and I'm super excited to see, you know, how it does. And then eventually we're going to go forward facing. Alright guys, that's it. 100% completed. RRE Carbontrix 18 by 10 inch reverse hood vent install. Right now I'm using some like grass bags to just kind of cover the hole, keep moisture out. It rains a lot here in Virginia and has been raining all week, so just definitely want to try and keep it as safe as possible in there. But man, just like, look at how much heat is going to be able to come right out of that vent. You know, when I had my Evo, I took off the water shield, and when I was running, you know, autocrosses and whatnot, I could just see heat coming right out of that center hood vent. So, pretty stoked to have this on. You know, I think it flows with the car pretty well. It's going to definitely help through the summer, and you know, if I grow old of it or something like that, I think I'm just going to opt for the Carbontrix AB hood. I think I might pick one of them up if I can find one, you know, for sale used, which is pretty hard. But yeah, so, you know, quick rundown on what I did, what tools I used. All I really did is I measured the vent last night. I found out where the center line was up in vertical and on shittle, and I basically just mapped out how many bolts I wanted to run. I really didn't want to have like a million bolts going all the way around. I just wanted to be really efficient with, you know, 10 to 12 to 15 bolts, and I ended up using 12 bolts all the way around. They are just standard stainless steel bolts that I painted black. They just have rubber grommets, as you can see. Focus in. Just has a rubber grommet. All right, and then like I showed you guys from the bottom, it just uses a standard washer and a standard nylon locking nut. Okay, as far as tools, basically a towel, like a microfiber towel, leaf blower just to kind of blow some excess dust away, Windex for cleanup. I use a Dremel tool, which is the standard wood metal type drill disc to cut through the carbon, and a measuring tape, and really that was it. I laid it out, I found where I wanted to, I locked it in with some painter's tape, and I drilled about the first half of the bolts on the bottom to kind of line it, and then what I did is I pulled it up and I measured how much I needed to cut, and then I would just drop the vent back on and off to kind of see how it was fitting, how I could slide it around. And I just kept cutting and cutting very small pieces, you know, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch at a time, chunks, to get the kind of setting that I wanted it to be in, and then from there I just bolted it down. One thing I probably would have done if I was going to do this over again is right here, I was trying to get it as close to like the valley of the hump as I could. I would probably go 1/4 of an inch this way, because I you know, there's a little bit of gap at the highest point right here. Other than that, it's fine. You know, if I crank down on the bolts a little bit more, it would be fine. But you know, I cranked down a little too hard back here, and it started to kind of pinch the carbon. So I loosened them up a little bit, and I just left it how it is. I mean, it's really fine. But yeah, I would definitely try and get as close to the valley as you can, but like just right when it starts, that's when I would do it. I'm a little bit past that, and if I had to do it again, I would go over probably about 1/4, if not less. But yeah, I think it lines up good. I think it's pretty parallel to the hump, and you know, most of this was eyeballed, to be honest with you. I did not really do crazy measuring. Oh, I forgot a level. You know, just kind of level out, you know, this area and up here as you're drilling, so that the thing doesn't like shift up or shift this way as you're drilling, and then when you go to put it down, it just completely messes up. So yeah, you know, just put a tape measure, or not tape measure, but like a level here, a level here. You know, as you're drilling a hole, just kind of like hold it, you know, stable yourself, and make sure that it just doesn't flex too much, so your holes don't get messed up. On this hole right here, I flexed a little bit, and I ended up having to re-drill a hole this way to get the bolt to actually go in. So, you know, it's really a lot of patience, a lot of testing, but yeah, I honestly think it looks awesome. So thanks for watching, guys. More videos to come.